The only difference between a government and the mafia is that the mafia turns a profit. And this is thoughts while thinking. And these opinions are mine. And we got to look at this. This little boy says, oh, Dad, I'm considering a career in crime. And the father says, you're talking about government or the private sector. That's about where we are right now. Think a little bit about that. And what if I told you that the government just giving you the impression that you've got a choice? Think about that a little bit, because we got a deep state here. We've got the State Department, we got the Treasury Department, we got the National Security, we got the Homeland Security, and we got the Pentagon, and they're all dipping into your pockets. They're taking your money and going on their way. And we're sitting here dangling like a puppet on a string. And that's where the Deep State University comes in. It's been teaching this lesson for the past 50, 60, 100 years. And it's all about the shadow government and what's going on behind the scenes. I appreciate you signing up and subscribing. And George Soros is dangling the Biden and the media and the blue state governors and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi on a string. It's obvious. He come out and said so. And that's where the shadow government comes in. We're not being governed by the people we elect for the most part. And we got the government and the banks on the back of the citizens. And that's to where it's going. And it's wading down to where we can't hardly move. And it's all about a conspiracy. And even the FBI confirmed that it's a conspiracy. And if you can believe the FBI, this day and age. And if I tell you the lie big enough, you'll believe it. The truth is the greatest enemy of the state. And we got to get back to the truth. And we got to get rid of the corporate special interest groups that's shoveling money into the pockets that's passing these laws and bills that's running up our national debt, because they're all dancing in goose steps right along together. And the Congress don't just sell their votes, they just sell their opinions too. Think about that, and it's all the deep state. It's all the shadow government, and it's choking us. And when we get ready to pay the government, it's one for me and two for the government. I appreciate you liking and subscribing. And it looks like that Congress is just organized crime. And the government is a legal mafia. It sounds like it. It looks like it. And you put a microscope on the Capitol, and that's what you see. And if the mafia replaced the government, we'd have half as much corruption and twice as much fun. Now think about that for a little bit, because right now we're just filling up the swamp through the White House, and there we're getting paid for passing bills, and that's the way a bill is. And did someone say shut down the government? That's another big hoax that's coming around the pike, because that's the way they hold out on the budget to pass these bills and spending that they can't pass otherwise. It's a blackmail. It's a shutdown, is a hoax and a farce. And when you expose crime, is treated like committing a crime. You're being ruled by criminals. And I think that's where we are right now, being ruled by criminals and organized crime in the government. I don't trust the man who talks about ethics when he's picking my pocket. And that's what it looks like. And we got the government mafia. That's where it looks like it is. And it's all filling the swamp with all those people in Washington that's lining their pockets. And so the definition of a criminal is one who breaks the law. And you want me to believe that more laws will stop those criminals from breaking the law? Now think about that for a little bit. And we got to look at our national debt and how the government shuts down to send it higher. We're up in over 33 trillion. Can you even count that high? And if you're suspicious of federal overreach, the government founders said, then the government fears the people, we got liberty. When the people fear the government, we got tyranny. And that's where we are right now. And we got to look at it. And I'm having a problem. We may want to just reboot and get back and start all over again to get back to our founding fathers with where they were. Turn it off and turn it back on. Appreciate you liking, subscribing, and that's appreciate you watching, and that's all, folks, and it's appreciated.